Hi, my name is Tomás Ryan, Unit Manager here at the Teagasc Pig Research Facility, and welcome to our first unit update for 2021. So we will look, I suppose, just very quickly maybe at some of the production figures for January of this year and do a quick recap on how the unit is functioning, and then maybe, I suppose, do a little outlook as to how we see the year playing out, both from some research work planned and also from a commercial unit kind of point of view. So in January, the last weaning we had out there last week was 23 litres, and that weaning was 12.5 pigs per sow. That was coming from a born alive of 14.2 for that weaning. So numbers a little bit down on where we finished last year. Our farrowing just previous to that was quite a large born alive there. We had a 17.4 born alive, which was a big jump in the previous one, and we would hope to wean out around 14.5 from that born alive in around 3 weeks time, 2.5, 3 weeks time. So that 26 litres is often 92% farrowing rate for that batch that was served. The 23 litres previous to that from the weaning last week, we have put 7 gilts in with those, and we have around 31 animals for service there. So I suppose sows going quite well, farrowing house going quite well. We have looked at trying to change the system up a little bit in the farrowing house as regards the batch system. So as everyone knows by now, we run a 3-week batch system here in Moorepark. So 1 week is farrowing, 1 week is weaning, and 1 week is service. We're currently running about a 27, 28 day lactation, and we are, I suppose, turning around our farrowing rooms in a generous enough time period. We have kind of around 10 to 12 days of downtime there, which has its own benefits, but we looked at that, and our plan for later in the year, once research work allows, would be probably to increase our lactation length out by about 5 days to 32, 33 days, and I suppose that will give us the real ultimate benefit of not only a longer lactation and maybe heavier piglets at weaning, but also it'll rearrange our farrowing more into the earlier part of the week. We find that with kind of a longer gestation length, the majority of our sows now are kind of going Thursday, Friday, Saturday, going very late in the week. So the main focus of that change in lactation length would be to bring our farrowings back to more Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. As I said, we're constrained at the moment with certain trials that are booked into going over the next number of months. We can't change, I suppose, our normal practices until they have finished up. The weaner side of things then, so our weaning weights in from the last weaning, as I said, it was only 23 litres, 12.5 pigs. We averaged 9 kilos per pig there on weaning weight, so up around a kilo, which I suppose is a direct benefit of the slightly less pigs per sow. The piglets themselves are currently still staying 6.5 weeks in the weaner block and moving across to the finishers then, and we're selling currently on week kind of 11, 12, 13 in the finishers, so still around the average of around the 22.5 weeks of age. We'll be holding as best we can a 90 to 91 kilo carcass for the coming year. We finished last year just slightly over 88 kilos, yeah, just under the 90 kilo mark. Finishers are going quite well. We have a wet feed trial on at the moment as well. We usually have about 4 wet feed trials in the year because a fifth of our finisher production space is on wet feed accommodation, so we run an experiment there. So we've a trial started there since last week, and that will finish up in about 10 weeks time. In the unit then, I suppose I had spoken late last year about trying to maybe move our weaners out earlier out of the finisher stage. We have seen evidence of moving them at even 5.5 weeks, which would be a week earlier than we normally do, of pigs finishing out just as quickly and as heavy, if not heavier, in our finishing stage. So we have gone around kind of a different angle on that, and we're conducting a trial here at the minute based on, I suppose, a different kind of mixing regime at weaning and its effects, I suppose, out along the way on those piglets up to slaughter. So our current system in Moorepark is we wean intact litters, and we maintain those litters all the way through to slaughter. So we're doing a comparison over the next 3 weanings that actually started last week and last week's weaning, doing a comparison of weaning intact litters right through to slaughter, versus mixed at weaning right through to slaughter, versus mixed at transfer to the finisher building and right through to slaughter. So when that is finished up now in a number of weeks' time in the weaner building, we may look to change around our diets a little bit and possibly introduce phase feeding in the finishers as well, and look to bring maybe finishing ration over to this weaner side, pre-moving to just take another stressor out of that. So I suppose lots of plans for the year ahead. Lots of trial work planned, lots of PhD students started in Moorepark over the last while, so we have a lot of work in the cards, and I suppose it's just about juggling it all around and making it all fit in a kind of a logical and a chronological manner. So until the next update, stay safe.